everyone. In this video, we are going to understand a case study. Case studies are very important and playing a crucial role in research. Why? Because they have an ability to provide the in-depth exploration and also understanding of complex phenomena within specific context. By understanding the real life situation, hypothetical situation, case studies offer rich and detailed insights that may not be achievable through other research methods. Through careful analysis of individual case, a researcher can contribute to the theory development, which are existing framework, and also support in generating new frameworks. Case studies will support us in understanding the practical insights that are directly applicable to practitioners, policymakers, and even any stakeholders, and also support in creating valuable tools for the decision making. Overall, when we understand a case study, it is a capacity to have to understand the human behavior and also various social interactions which are there in social setting. Dear students, please download the case study from the given link. The link which is visible over here. Please download from this link. Once you download, you will be able to see case study and the related question. How to analyze the case study? Please read case thoroughly. Give enough time to read the case. The details which are there, highlight the important details. Once you read complete case study, have a focus on the questions. Which are the questions which are being given in the case study? Try to understand each and every question and then write the answer. Let's start today with the case study. Now let's take a closer look at what's going on in our case study. We have got a luxury hotel chain known for its fancy rooms and top-notch service. But here is a twist. Despite spending a lot on fixing up the place, training the staff and getting the word out, the guests aren't as happy as they used to be. This has the bosses worried about. It could mess up the hotel's good reputations and even hurt the money making. The hotel, known for being all posh and top of the line, is suddenly declining with unhappy guests. And that's the big problem. So, please try to read the first para. What is the problem? When we talk about the problem identification, try to understand what is the actual problem which are being suffered by the hotel people. The decisions maker are facing the lot of trouble with this. As the things get worse, everyone in charge start to realize how serious this is the matter. They know that is a business where what people say about you matters a lot. Word of mouth matters a lot. In this kind of hospitality industry, even a little drop in customers or guest happiness can cause a big problem, and it has a spiral impact. It's not just about keeping things nice anymore, but it's about making sure that hotel stays successful. Now take a moment and understand why customers are unhappy with the services of the hotel. What could it be? It could be many parameters, many factors which could affect. Please write it down or have a brainstorm about the factors which might be mentioned in the case study and might not be mentioned in the case study. You are required to check factors which are creating a lot of cause in unhappiness of the customers. Where is the actual problem? So, armed with a strong commitment to making things right and a big desire to keep the hotel's good name, the decision makers and the authority decided to figure it out what's going on. Where is the actual problem? Despite making marketing efforts, providing the services, creating lot of word of mouth and investments in the advertisements also is not getting fixed. They need to dip digger to find it out why guests are unhappy. And so that they set out a mission to fix the problem and bring back the good times which they were in. Bring back their customers' smiles. What do you understand? Is it about to making customers or their guest happy? That is the problem? Or to understand what went wrong? Your perspective is bigger in nature, macro in nature, or it might be a micro in nature. Decision makers will understand the root cause of the problem. They need to figure it out where the problem lies. They need to roll up their sleeves and get back to work. What's the first step? First step is to figure out what makes our guest unhappy. That's where the survey comes in. The decision maker wants to know how customers or their guests feel about rooms, foods, services, and you name it. They want to hear the good stuff. But more importantly, they want to know what's not working. To realize and recognize the customer's concern experiences which are negative in nature, which we call pain points of customer. Survey will not actually work out to understand one-to-one experience, to understand customers' individual perception about the services which are being provided by the guest. They have to sit down with the guest. They need to understand their thought process. They want to know what's going well, where is the gap, and where is the improvements are required. They know that the people who spend time in hotel every day have valuable insights to share. The authorities also spend time in observing what's going in hotel without interfering. How the guests interact with the staff, how long they need to wait for things getting done, whether they are frustrated, whether they are happy to get the services, what action they do. Remember, action speaks louder than words. As they gather all information, the bosses starts to see some pattern. The pattern which is recurringly affecting maybe staff behavior, maybe poor quality of services, maybe rudeness of the particular staff, maybe lack of resources which are available. They notice that the guests aren't happy with certain things like check-in time, check-out time, like staff members' behavior. Now, after understanding the entire data, decision makers should analyze the data. Remember, we call it diagnosis the data. Diagnose the problem. They look for trends, they look for patterns, and then it is a time to correlate the causality relationship. What cause what? What is the effect and what are the causes? The law of causality. As they deep digger in the issues of the customers or guests which they are facing, they start to uncover some surprising insights. It turns out that it is not just one thing that is causing the problem. It's a combination of the factors. The rooms, the services, the amenities, all working together to make guests unhappy. And that's the bigger realization for the bosses. But armed with this knowledge, they are ready to take actions. They start by addressing most pressurizing issues, the things that are causing the most frustration for guests. That is the behavior of the employee. They need to invest in training for staff, updates the room, streamlining the check-in process. But slowly, surely, they should see a change. The guests are happier and the satisfaction score starts to climb. It's long road, but bosses know that they are on the right track. So this is complete analysis of the study. Writing down 3 takeaways what you have understood from case study. If I say number 1, when things aren't going well, don't just sit back. Do the depth of the analysis, find out what's wrong and do whatever it takes to make it right. Hospitality industry is blooming. It's very perspective industry. It is required to stay in the line and having a competitive advantage by providing good services and getting customer satisfaction. Now let's go and understand the questions for the case study. Question number 1. How can the hotel effectively prioritize and address the diverse range of issues identified through the research study to ensure maximum impact on overall customer satisfaction? First of all, let's understand the question. The hotel effectively prioritize and address the issues, the problem. What research methodology, process a decision maker should conduct so that the problem can resolve effectively and ensuring that the maximum impact on overall satisfaction can be increased. How to answer the question? Before we answer the question, let's understand the methods to solve this question. It starts from data analysis and prioritizing. Begin by thoroughly analyzing the data. Collect the surveys of customers, guests about the various Feedback forms which are being given related to rooms, related to food, related to other services and amenities which are provided by the hotel. Second, take proper interviews. Could be in-depth interview of the guest who are about to check out. Third, use observational research. Observe the staff when they are behaving with the guest, the behavior of a guest while they are check in and check out if they need to stand in a line. Once you collect the observation data, record the data and plan out the right strategy for that. Identify each key themes, trends and areas of concern that are emerging from the data analysis. For example, while conducting interviews, if you find the basic issue with the numbers of guests with whom you have taken an interview, they are not happy to stand in a queue. Concern about this issue, understand the patterns, understand the issues of regularly occurring with every customers which you have chosen. Categorize the issues based on their frequency, based on how much it is impacting on customer satisfaction. Develop a matrix which is called prioritization matrix. Rank each issue as per their importance and urgency. For example, consider the factors such as the frequency of occurrence of food. Majority of the customer during surveys, during interviews and during observational method, you found that food is not getting good positive feedback. Consider them in a top priority about the issues of unhappiness of the customers. Also understand the strategic objective of the hotels. Alignment of the issues and the objective is your topmost priority. So this matrix of prioritization helps in objectively assessing and prioritizing the issues that are required immediate action. Step number 2, stakeholder engagement. Engage each stakeholder including hotel management, staff members, guests in the prioritization process. Seek inputs from the front-line staff who interact directly with the guest to understand their perspectives on the most pressurizing issues. Additionally, gather feedback from guests through follow-up surveys or focus groups to validate the prioritization decision which you have taken. So stakeholders engagement will support you to understand the perspective from top to bottom. Suggest action plan in your answer. Develop action plans to address each issue systematically. Assign responsibilities to relevant departments, relevant teams or individual within the hotel to ensure accountability, ownership for implementing solutions. Set clear objectives. Give them the timelines of the performance. Also develop performance matrices for monitoring progress and evaluating the effectiveness of the interventions. When we give the responsibility, it's very important for the resource allocation. Allocate resources including budget, manpower and time to address the prioritized issue effectively. You need to identify areas where additional resources are most needed to implement the solution or to overcome the barriers to improvement. While resource allocation also tell the team, the department or the individual what you are expecting, your expected outcome to improve the customer satisfaction. Also inform the hotel's overall priorities, outcomes which hotel is expecting while you allocate the resources. Now it is a time to develop and design a process for checking continuous improvement like monitoring, evaluating and adapting the effectiveness of intervention time to time. Once you establish any decisions, it's important to understand the effectiveness of interventions are in a proper direction or not. Establish feedback framework, a mechanism so that guest, frontline staff on the perceived effectiveness of implementation can be gathered. Use data analytics and performance metrics to track progress and identify opportunity for further optimization of the resources. It's very important to give training and development opportunity for staff so that they enhance the skill, how to behave with guests, how to increase customer satisfaction, developing plans for frontline staff, for the managers, for the waiters and others. You need to design tailored training programs which are based on specific requirements where improvements are important. The very important part for any effectively prioritizing the issues is to communication and transparency. Develop mechanism for open communication and transparency throughout the organization. Keep staff members informed and engaged in improvements in the improvement process by providing number 1, regular feedbacks, sharing success stories and also giving them the constructive feedback on the areas which are required to improve. At the end, write conclusion of overall what are the challenges and the issues and how we can move ahead with the issues. So this could be the process to answer question number 1. I hope you have get it and you will be able to write the answer in a very analytical manner. Let's go to understand question number 2. What strategies can be help hotel to employ to communicate the findings and recommendation derived from the research study to all relevant stakeholders including frontline staff, departmental heads and executive leadership? Use question number 1 methodology. Answer the questions from question number 1 methodology. Data analysis, proper evaluation of the data, the strategies which are being recruited. Are these strategies are effectively working or not? Use the methods and answer this question. Let's move to question number 3. In what ways can the hotel leverage the technology, innovation to streamline operational process, personalize guest experience and proactively address guest needs, thereby enhancing overall satisfaction level. If you read the question is all about to understand your knowledge related to recent technologies and innovation for operational administrative process. The new age of customer satisfaction is all about customization their individual need. It is important to customize the needs of the guest. Having a data set about your customers, their likings, their preferences, their time of vacation, their visits, the need of their family members, all are required to add the personalized guest experience. There are various ERP tools, packages which are there which customize the experience of your guest, which are continuously coming and happy to stay with you. Customers are really very important to gather your feedback. They are the end users. So it is important to get the details from the customers by using survey methods. Let's go over to the last question. Question number 4, concerned with considering the dynamic nature of the hospitality industry and evolving guest experience, how can the hotel establish a framework for ongoing monitoring, evaluation and adoption to ensure sustained improvements in customer satisfaction over the long term? The entire question is about future course of action. It's about how to design a framework or a mechanism where these strategies or improvements are there with the hotel industry for a long-term and sustainable aspect. To answer this question, students, you should develop a channel for guests to provide feedback during and after their stay, such as post-stay surveys, in-room feedback cards and online review platforms. This kind of new technology supports hotel to gather real-time insights into guest experience. You should also suggest in your answer data analytics tool to analyze guest feedback, booking patterns and their preferences. By identifying trends and patterns, hotel can make data-driven decisions to enhance guest satisfaction. You should suggest the answer related to investments in comprehensive training program and to ensure that the staff members are equipped with the skills, the knowledge to deliver exceptional services to our guests. Additionally, to foster a culture so that the employee engagement and empowerment can work out. As satisfied employees are more likely to give exceptional services and support the surveys. Conduct regular performance review for staff members to assess their service standard to identify the areas of improvement. Please design a framework where constructive feedback and the motivations of the employee can enhance. The very important part of this question is to answer, and that is KPIs, key performance indicators. Monitor the performance of competing hotels and benchmark these KPIs with the top-notch competitors. What they are offering, what is their score related to the average daily rate, occupancy rate, customer satisfaction scores. Map this score along with your score and find it out the improvement area. You should answer in designing the benchmarking against the competitor. Also suggest proper PMS and CRM software and guest experience platform to streamline the various operations, the services and the automated communication. At the end, please answer on an aspect of community engagement also. Engage with the local community, the feedbacks from residents to ensure that hotel is contributing positively to the community and addressing any concern or issues within the local community. By answering all these parameters, I believe that you will be answering the right questions and the proper answer.